Okay, you be the funny one.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm the funny one today.
And then click watch now.
Yeah. There we go. Bam. We did it. Okay, so I'm going to be funny, and Ben's going to go to sleep. That's what we agreed on when we got here. Why not have two straight men? They were busy. What's up, Deja Vu? Also, hello, Bonerici.
I mean, I'm straight. I'm married.
Yeah, exactly.
What's he talking about?
I'm straight as well.
But you're not married.
I'm not. You're right.
We had one person submit 2 games. So normally I would ban that person, but I just took the first game he submitted.
We decided we were only going to look at one of those games. What's up, funny man? So we have 12 games today. Bonerici asking the question right after I answered.
Yeah, that's like, I was like, well, how did you read it that fast?
No. Yeah, we've got 12 games today. And my guess is they're all going to be great. And we're going to have a lot of fun looking at them. Somebody made a comment that right offhand that their game sucks. But they submitted it anyway, so go them. I guess we'll be the judge of that. I think every game is going to be great, Bonerici. Like, we're going to learn something from all of these games. How could you not?
Careful, Bonerici submitted a game and he, and he lost.
Probably won't learn anything about this game because it was played 30 years ago. But all of the opening theory and analysis you did 30 years ago.
My brother submitted a game he played in the 1982 U.S. Open.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Did you play in that tournament?
I did. That was my first U.S. Open.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my dad drove us down there.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, my dad, my brother, and I all went down there. It was in St. Paul, Minnesota.
You lived in Michigan at the time?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that was a long drive.
Doesn't seem like it would be.
We went to the Metrodome.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which no longer exists.
It no longer exists. Put it in H. Exactly. All right. So first game. Somewhere. Is that the first? No. Okay. What's up, Seagull?
Yeah, you can read this stuff.
Okay, yeah, I got you. All right, so our first game is from Ferrari, and he writes, "Hi, Ben. We play the Nimzovich-Larsen attack Indian variation, and this built game has it all. Brilliance and blunders."
Maybe it's bullet.
Oh, in this bullet game. I look like built. Yeah, this bullet game has it all. Brilliance and blunders. I get the most fun of chess with pursuing brilliance, though sometimes the sack is a blunder. I hope you enjoy the game too. Okay. So, Ferrari, I believe, is white.
No.
No, he's black. Okay. Okay, so Ferrari's black. There was no Ferrari in the PGN, so I wasn't sure.
Here, you can drive.
Okay.
Why should I do anything?
Yeah, why should you do anything? Just sit there. All right, let's throw that on. Oh, wait, no, I need the lines. I don't need that. Okay. All right. Do the arrow keys work? Okay, so B3.
The arrow keys work if you have
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, knight f6 is fine. Bishop b2 is fine.
This is a 1 minute game.
Oh, this is a 1 minute game. Okay. So the analysis isn't going to matter so much. But, you know, if your opponent's not going to put pawns in the center, you should put your pawns in the center. There's really not a reason to play e6 here. But, okay, it's a bullet game. Also not a good reason to play d6. That just seems weird. Yeah, so Ferrari, when you play chess, you should put your pawns in the center. But so far, so good.
Both sides refuse to put their pawns in the center.
Yeah. Okay. Rook e1 is strange. Okay.
It's a 1 minute game.
Yeah. Okay, so d4, bishop h3, takes. Ooh.
Seemed like the e pawn was hanging.
Yeah. Like you could play, Engine wants to play e4 here. Okay. So now it's just an easy, like, h5, h4, open up the king side. Goes knight g4. Okay, knight c3, queen d5. e4. Opening up the bishop. Also, knight g5 looks good.
Also, queen takes pawn.
Yeah. So e4, there's lots of things wrong with that. But okay, it's a bullet game. Castles, knight c3, rook e8, queen d3. Okay. Here comes the attack. e3, knight b4. Yeah, queen e2 is not a good move tactically. You have lots of alignment issues here. Bishop's lined up with the king, rook lined up with the queen, so you're just inviting tactics. So any move like queen c4 makes sense.
Queen c4 allows knight takes c2, but the bishop on c5 is hanging.
Yeah, so it's
so
complicated.
Maybe that's okay.
Yeah, you get 2 pieces for the rook and pawn, I guess. And he plays the brilliant move, rook takes e3, very good. Yeah, you can't take it with the pawn because you just lose your queen and lose all your pieces. And he did take it. Okay, so we're forced to concede the queen now. And at the end of the day, we have this fork still. And he found it. Very good. That's obviously a mouse slip, but okay. It's funny. Okay. So Ferrari's going to hit the wrap it up button. Can you save your knight here?
Yeah, but he might have pre-moved because he thought rook takes knight was going to happen.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so that makes sense. Queen d6, attacking the queen, knight blocks. Okay, yeah, you have to do that, I guess. Queen b7 brilliancy?
Double exclam. Sacking the rook.
Yeah, but you're getting mated. Okay. It's an Alright, that was a good game, Ferrari.
Yeah, I like that game.
Your opponent made a lot of weird, like, tactical decisions that allowed all sorts of tactics, but okay.
Yeah, I've been under the weather, Mark. That's why Patrick's doing everything.
Yeah. Happy to help. All right, next game. The next game is from somebody. Deja Vu 2. Hi, Ben. Who needs pieces when you've got pawns? I put up a good fight in this game from July on chess.com to turn a clearly lost game into a draw and then under time pressure. Okay, so it looks like Deja Vu. I didn't see what color it was. So Deja Vu's got white, and he lost the game. Time control is just 15-minute game, it looks like. Okay, so e4, c5. It's an Alapin. It's going to be Alapin your grill. d6 is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to put on my best Ben here. d6 is, like, that's not a good move. c3 is not the best way to play for an advantage with white. Like, white can no longer play knight c3. So d5 or knight f6 challenging the center immediately are both good. The best way for black to equalize. d6 is just, it's just slow and terrible, and you're making d4 good. Bishop c4. Well, you played c3 to play d4, so you should play d4. I don't... Bishop c4 is not necessary, and you're deploying the bishop early. It's not clear that the bishop's going to be good on that square. Okay. Okay, queen c2, e6, knight e2. What? So, try and understand the difference between knight e2 and knight f3. Like, do you want to move your f pawn? I'm not sure how that really helps you. So, knight f3 is the clear better move here, and then you can still play d4 and stake claim to the center. And then instead of playing d4, you play d3. I mean, you have all of this support for playing d4, so you should play d4. Your pawns are better in the center here. Okay, d3. Castles. The engine still wants white to play d4. So it's like, I don't care that I lost a tempo. I still want my pawn on d4. Okay, bishop e3. Now black should start playing.
Yeah, white's play isn't very consistent.
Yeah, I'm not sure. How's it going, Jared? Okay, a6. Yeah, so a6 has a clear idea in mind. You want to play b5, bishop e7, so you can hold that up with a4. And instead of doing that, we played knight d2. And now b5 is good. So a fine gold rule for everybody: if your opponent's pawn's on b5, you play a4. And you want to take this and open up your rook.
What's the engine's first move, Patrick?
It's a4.
Oh, that's a surprise.
So you should all listen to Ben Feingold, because the stuff that he says is probably, oh god. Never know why. F3. I don't want to laugh, but this is why. I don't. Do you understand? I don't.
Just to punish me.
Okay, knight bd7. Every move in this game, black should be playing d5 and trying to open up the center.
Also, d5 threatens c4, which is explosive.
Trapping the bishop. Very good. Okay, knight bd7. Is Matt Larson here?
That's why you play f3.
Very good. Okay. So we want to just give away all the dark squares. And our king isn't castled yet, so d5 here is still good. How long until king f2 is played? It could be played on the next move. We'll see. Okay, he did play d5.
Now, not only is he threatening c4, but he's threatening d4.
Yeah. So go, okay, long castle. Now the bishop's just trapped. Okay, so c4 is just the better move here. The bishop has no squares to go to. Okay, d4 does make some sense, because if you open the c file, that looks like trouble.
After c4, white could take twice and then play g5. No. Oh, the rook is on the knight's. I thought the queen was on d2.
Yeah, there's a knight here.
Oh, I mean, never mind. That's why you're doing the game analysis.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't open the c file. Don't do that. You have a queen and a king lined up on the c file, and then you take on d4, which opens the c file. Don't do that. This is called a tactical liability. Pieces lined up on the same file or diagonal or whatever, like rook c8. Okay. Yeah, now rook c8, and your queen is pinned, and you have to sacrifice some piece to get out of that. Okay.
CL Smith 15 subscribe with Prime.
Yay, thank you,
Thanks,
CL
CL
Smith.
Smith.
Okay, b4, punishing the pin. Always play king b1.
And still white lost because he played F3.
Exactly. So don't take pin pieces. Attack them. This knight's not going anywhere. So you can play e5. Keep building up pressure. You guys cash your chips too early. Okay.
Maybe the casino was closing.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm weeping for white's king right now. Yeah, here it comes. There's just too much to deal with. King a2.
So white, in his preamble to the game, said he was drawing later.
Ah. I forgot about that. That'll be interesting then. It looks like black's playing well. Okay. Looks good. So knight d6 looks pretty strong, so you should do something about that.
Like knight e5.
Yeah, you can play knight e5, you can play knight c5. Anything that stops knight d6. Okay, good. Trade a few times. And there's no reason for me to believe that this should be a draw. White's down a piece. Okay, so he keeps trading. Knight c4.
Yay, active king.
Yeah, move your king up in the endgame. There's not a whole lot to comment on now. Like the white's just down a piece. Huh. Do you have enough time for that? Like g6 and I guess maybe you do.
G6 is the engine move.
Yeah, I wouldn't play bishop takes h7. Though Bobby
Well,
Fischer might.
You're down a piece, so
Yeah.
you gotta do something crazy.
Yeah. Now black's completely winning because the bishop's just trapped over there. And the way to get it out was to move your h-pawn, but you can't do that anymore. So this is why you lost the game. When were they drawing? I never saw a draw. I never saw.
Maybe it hasn't happened yet.
Maybe. I'm just gonna fly through this. Okay, so draw.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
so okay.
Can you go back?
Yeah. I went too fast.
After knight g6, c6.
Yep.
Taking the pawn seems shallow and pedantic.
You don't have to take the pawn.
Play king d8.
You can play king d8 or bishop b7.
Bishop b7?
Yeah, if he plays c7.
Oh, I thought you meant bishop b7.
No.
Because then he takes it and then he queens.
No, I'm saying if he plays c7.
Yeah. Also, you can play knight e7.
Yeah.
Knight has the nice f5 square.
There's no reason to take this. Like this is another example of cashing your chips too early. But okay, it is winning for black, but you have to be careful now.
Yeah, knight h3 isn't good because g6 gives counterplay.
Okay, so unfortunately there's only one move that wins here for black, and that move is king f8. Which is hard to find.
Yeah, but when you see it, it's like, hey, that's good.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's time pressure at this point because I don't think there's increment.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How did white lose?
That's a
He
great
must have
question.
lost king and pawn versus king.
That's a great question.
Must have been king e6, takes, king g4, king f6, and black won.
Yeah. Okay. So king e6 takes king f5.
King f5 is a funny move.
Still drawing. King g4, king f6.
It's hard to lose.
It's really hard to lose.
I'd like to point something out.
Yeah.
White's rating.
White's rated 18, almost 1850.
How does an 1850 lose with white?
Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens.
King f5, king f5. Darn.
No?
I was trying to lose. Ooh,
Oh
king
no,
g1.
king g1. That's the losing move. You can't let your opponent take the opposition here. King g3 winning.
That loses to king f3 and king g3.
Well, who's playing? Would you play king f3? No. King g3.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they both win.
1850 play king g1.
Yeah, just play king g2 and you can't lose.
Well, he could lose.
Yeah, he did play king g3. And now king f2 and yeah, escort the pawn. So your only mistake in that game was king g1. I mean, it's not your only mistake.
Wait a minute.
The losing mistake.
The only mistake in that game? God damn, he was down 2 pieces in the end.
The only
game.
mistake in your end game was king g1. You did have a complete draw, and then you gave black the opposition. So don't do that. White had 10 seconds.
King g1's bad for that rating.
Mouse slip?
White had 10 seconds, then it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, next game. Where is Discord? Somewhere. There it is.
That's my brother.
It's Mark. This game is from the 1982 U.S. Open. My opening makes little sense, as was usually the case in those days. Paul is just winning after my absurd bishop takes e4 double question mark. The forced sequence that follows leaves me down in exchange for nothing. Not sure if I just overlooked it or what. Anywho, Paul's technique wasn't great, and the game was agreed drawn right after time control. Although maybe I'm still losing. It's tight. Okay, so Mark is white. His rating is 1980. His opponent is 2133. Let's have a look. Okay. So far, this looks pretty boring. Would you play queen d2? There's queen d1.
The engine says they're both okay.
So what I don't like about queen d2 is what are you doing with this bishop? Like you can't get
Play
it.
b3, bishop
Yeah.
b2.
I guess so. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's what happens. Very good. Always play bishop f8. This looks okay so far. See either player making egregious errors. d5 is a good move.
What kind of errors are they making? Non-egregious ones?
Yeah, non-egregious errors.
Yeah, that's good.
Slight inaccuracies. Queen d2 seems bad. He made it work. Like, he played bishop b3, bishop b2, so there wasn't really an issue. Okay, so both sides have isolated pawns. It's a ram structure.
What structure?
It's called a ram structure when you have two isolated pawns, I think.
I never heard that. And I'm a grandmaster.
The knight
Engine
on
doesn't like that.
yeah,
move.
it's knight on g4 is not really coordinated with any other piece, and I don't know if white would do it, but I mean I could damage the pawns over here. I'm not sure white would do it, but knight on f4 seems really good after that. Played knight f4 straight away. Yeah, I mean you just play h3 and kick that knight out. Okay, d4. So this closes one bishop, but it opens the other one. So I don't know. The pawn was attacked. Okay, h3, knight e5, g4. So white has two bishops now. e4, c6.
Yeah, my brother was saying bishop takes e4 double question mark. Missing bishop b4.
I went through that too quickly. Yeah, queen and rook are lined up on the diagonal here, so bishop b4. Rook takes and it's still completely equal. No, I don't really see how other side makes progress. Okay, so blundering in exchange. So somehow white still has compensation here in the form of b4 and then bishop takes d4 check. And then you can take the a pawn. Still losing for white, but no, it's not dead lost. Probably just missed b4. Maybe. So your position is losing, but you do have some drawing chances. So the pawns are on one side of the board. It's not going to be easy to draw, but that's the end of the game. What happened?
Yeah, he said he thought he was losing in the final position.
Oh, you resigned here?
No, they drew.
Oh, they drew.
Don't you remember the preamble to the game?
I did. No, I was like invested in the game.
You were engrossed.
Yeah, I was. So, with correct play, I imagined if two computers were playing, it would be a draw. It's hard to play for a win when the pawns are on one side of the board. This pawn's blockaded, and black doesn't have any passed pawns, and he can't really improve his king because white has two bishops.
What else?
So it should be a draw. But that was good. You blundered in exchange, and then you still held the game. So good job. Okay, now I need to remember the preambles. All right, next game. There it is. It's Sit Bear. He says he's incensed at the suggestion that Hit Bear and Sit Bear are the same person. I still believe that. And until I see them play a game against each other, I'm going to believe it.
Oh, he's sent games and they've played against each other.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'm sorry, Sit Bear. Yeah, I guess you're not the same person. Oh, somebody did something. Thaddeus subscribed to Tier 1. Thanks, Thaddeus. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't think that Hit Bear is stronger than him. When I submit our games, mine are always USCF games with OTB ratings, while his are chess.com ratings. He does speculative sacrifices and studies opening traps, whereas I always play the most boring, anti-theory openings possible. And whereas Hit Bear never thinks more than a couple of minutes per game, I was forced to take the draw in this game because I ran low on time. The last few moves may be recorded incorrectly. This is from the 32nd Western Class Championships in Irvine, California. And Sit Bear is black against NN. Okay. Let's have a look here. So we need to flip the board. Not my strong suit.
The cog there on the top of the board.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
And then,
Whoops.
Right
there.
that.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Okay. Sit Bear has black. It's a French defense. Okay. Knight f6 is kind of the bee's knees these days. This is fine. Bishop b7 is good. Knight f6 is good. Yeah, you're supposed to take this. And then play c3 and kind of just claim that this dark squared bishop isn't really good. Okay. Gotta go back to the... There we go. Knight c3 doesn't make a lot of sense. Now white's playing with the black pieces. Like, you shouldn't move your knight out and then move it right back to where it came from. So that's not how you get an advantage. Like, now black's got a free move. It's just a wasted tempo. Okay, castles. c5 is good. So far, so good. Not a whole lot going on. I'm not sure I understand bishop e2. Positionally, it's just bad. Like, black's central pawns are on white squares, so this is black's bad bishop. And all of white's pawns are on dark squares, so this is a good for bad bishop exchange that white initiated. So, and Sit Bear didn't take it.
He's no Hit Bear.
He's no Hit Bear. Yeah, so your pawn structure and your bishop have a relationship, and this is a bad relationship, whereas this is a good one. So this is white's good bishop. So take it. Okay, bishop c4, b3. And then you ended up taking it anyway, but you're down a tempo now, and you have no pressure on the b pawn. So, strange. Okay, queen g4. That just hangs a pawn. Okay, so we hung a pawn, and the game still ended in a draw. Okay, no worries. It looks like this softens up the defense of the d pawn. I'm trying to figure out why you shouldn't take it right away.
Well, there could be some rook takes b4.
Yeah. This pin. Okay. Yeah, rook cd1 gets out of the pin and puts more pressure on the d pawn. Okay, queen d1 is a strange move.
Yeah, but he didn't play rook d1 because of e4. And I think in that position, white can play queen f5.
Yeah.
But I think that's why he didn't do it.
That's fair. They mentioned time pressure, so maybe white's also feeling the clock.
It's Holden.
Hello.
What's up, Holden? Okay. Draw agreed. It's an equal position, so
I'd rather have black because I have
Yeah.
an extra pawn.
That's fair. Good game, Sit Bear.
Sit Bear said he got low on time. That's why he agreed to a draw.
Yeah. It's still a good game. Okay, next game. Next game is somewhere around here. We're going to skip that one. I'm going to guess it's Laylouch. Here's your weekly dose of terrible low elo gameplay. I am black and lost. Really, really disgusting game from both of us. This is a real battle of idiots. Enjoy. So black is drummer, and he lost. And the time control is a 15-minute game. So let's have a look here.
I don't agree with the time control.
It said 300. Was that a...
That would be 5 minutes.
Oh, it's 5 minutes. You're right.
Did you major in math? If only Holden was here to correct
No,
you.
okay, it's a 5-minute game. Yeah, 15 is 900. It's an Italian game with D3.
The players are both rated in the 700s.
Yep.
So we have to be kind.
Yes. A brilliant sacrifice because of the ensuing B4 stuff, I guess. That's a strange way to follow up on bishop takes f7.
I didn't expect knight f1.
I did not expect knight f1 either.
But white did win, so maybe it's good.
Yeah, you can just play knight takes e5 and b4 here, getting your piece back with interest. So you should do something about b4, and this doesn't do anything about it. Now you could do something about it again, and you didn't. So, yeah, I see why you commented that this was a terrible game, because you're not really meeting the demands of the position. The best move is to never play f3.
That's right. That's why white won, because he didn't play f3.
Yeah, every move you should be doing something about this fork. I guess, okay. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, these are called forkable squares when your pieces are next to each other in this fashion, because a pawn can fork them. Or a knight, but the pawn is more relevant. Okay, takes, e takes. You want to play knight takes because you want your knife on f5. So the only reason this game is terrible is because every move, white could play b4, and then doesn't play b4, and then you could do something about b4, and you don't do anything about it. Fair enough.
What? White played
He
b4?
finally plays b4, and it's like he played bishop takes f7 7 moves ago, so it's been available for 7 consecutive moves. Okay, bishop a7, takes. Maybe he thought he was threatening mate and didn't see it was defended twice.
That's the kind of comment I would make.
Yeah.
Magic Harry subscribed with Prime.
Thanks, Magic Harry. Also, it's not mate because the king can move. I mean, this is the kind of thing that when I see queen b6, the idea.
Black thought the game would continue. Queen d1, knight takes e4, d takes e4, queen takes f2 mate.
Fair enough. That is a line. Okay. Knight d6 check. Oops.
You were right about him thinking queen takes
Yeah.
f2 was good.
Yeah.
Ah, king d1. You missed that.
I did miss that. Yeah, so okay. I mean, we all start off as beginners, so I'm not So now black's getting all sorts of counterplay with taking this and then rook b2 check. Very good, you found it. Yeah, you should move your king up in the endgame. Don't play king c1 trapping your rook. Now your rooks are disconnected and... Okay.
And somehow the position's equal.
So drummer, a lot of times your opponent is ready to get an initiative, get some counterplay, and rook b7 is the way to do it. So you should stop it. King c7, and then you can contest the file with rook b8 later. That hangs bishop d6, but maybe later.
You could hang it later.
Yeah. Okay, knight d5. Rook b7 check. Don't pin your pieces. Bishop e6. Okay, that was found. Rook c8. Yeah, this is a dangerous pass pawn here, so we just play rook f1 and bring it on home. d4 takes rook d1, abandoning the f pawn.
That seems to hang the knight.
Okay. The submitter said the game was terrible, so now it's equal. When did that happen? Because he didn't take the knight.
No, he didn't take the knight.
Oh boy. Okay, rook e7. Doubled rooks on the 7th.
Looks good for white.
It does look good for white. Knight d5 is the way. Okay, check. That hangs a knight.
But if he doesn't take it, you can take the bishop.
Yeah. So what do you think happened? Do you want to guess?
50-50.
Okay. We did. He did take it. Don't trade pieces when you're down material. Now you're...
Doesn't bishop g7 check win the rook?
And the game. I keep clicking off of it. Okay. Rook
The
d8.
rook g, I didn't see that. Now black's winning with rook e2 check.
Okay, yeah. Rook e2 check skewers the rook. Maybe you could play bishop e3 blocking it, but that also hangs the rook. Darn. g4.
Passed pawns must be pushed.
Okay, that's a good reason.
Now you can take the bishop
Yeah.
and then queen.
And then queen. Oh no, what did I do? You just queened?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, he had trouble seeing bishops move backwards this game.
Yeah. Okay, he's got one more pawn. Yeah, you can't stop that pawn now. And mate.
Could have made a rook.
Could have. The most exciting game of the stream because it could have went either way. I enjoyed that game thoroughly. Thank you for the submission. Alright, let's see what the gawking rabble are up to.
They're gawking.
They're gawking. Okay. let's have a look at the next game. It's me. I don't have to say much. It was just a double night ending. All right, do I share all my thoughts or do I just get mad at my... How do I do this? I'm analyzing my own game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll just share my thoughts. It's baffling to me that this line of the Roy Lopez is playable for black. What do you think?
Yeah, I've never seen that move.
Well, the idea is if you take this, which is a blunder, c6 and then queen a5 check, and you're going to take one of the pieces. But you're moving your knight backwards, no longer supporting the pawn, blocking your bishop, and somehow the computer's like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now this is a threat, because I castled. Knight g6. Play some moves. Yeah, this was an interesting pawn sacrifice here. I wasn't sure if I should play bishop e3, because I was kind of worried about my b pawn. I thought he would take, and then take this, and then take on b2, and I wasn't sure how good that was for me. So queen e2 supports both this and this. And then I played the best move I've ever played. Knight h1. That's a good knight.
It'll be good later.
Yeah. If your chess coaches tell you to put your knight in the corner, they're correct, because the knight is defending the pawn. And white actually has a nice advantage here, because I'm just up a pawn for nothing. Now I'm up 2 pawns for nothing. Okay, but black keeps sacrificing pawns trying to get an initiative, but it doesn't really amount to much. Now I just kick his pieces out. Okay, not a whole lot going on here. I'm just up a couple of pawns. And then queen f3 neutralizes everything. And here comes the pawn. And we just need a little bit of technique.
Just a little.
Just a little. Yeah. Okay, he wants to play king c5, which is slightly disruptive, so I stopped it. Knight a4. Spite check. Oh, here. Wasn't sure if he could like take this and get up my knights. Like this variation. It seems like I'm sort of frozen. I'm not sure what I would have done here.
The engine says you're up 6.45.
Yeah. I mean, I can get my king out this way, or there's a knight here, so I can't do that. It says I can play knight b3 and attack the loose knight. And then my opponent doesn't resign, so let's bring it on home. Hooray!
Yeah, that was a good game.
Hello, Thaddeus. No, I am not a professional checkers player. I wish I was, though. Not a big fan of checkers. Since there is zero way to exploit the stuck knights, it appears to not to matter. Yeah, well, I'm up a lot of pawns. Thank you, starting chess. Alright, let's see the next game. It's CL Smith, who I don't think is here. But hi, CL Smith, if you're here.
He subscribed.
Oh, he did subscribe. So maybe he is here. Hi, Ben. Here's the last game from the Alabama State Championship. This is round 1 against a lower-rated but potentially scary kid. I got a little lost in the middle game. 23 H4 and 24 92 were a bit slow, but eventually found the right plan. I like that he played on and let me take all his pieces and mate him.
Thaddeus says he went vegan today because I'm vegan.
Go Thaddeus. You're kind of here, CL Smith? All right, well, we're looking at your game. So let's have a look. Okay. CL Smith is 1870, and his opponent is 1563. I wonder if CL Smith is going to play a French. He did not. Okay. Yeah, probably if you're playing D4, it's not because you want to play a French. That's fair. Play E4 here. I don't understand taking personally, because like this pawn blocks in the bishop, so taking feels like you're just helping your opponent. It's fine, but not my cup of tea. You played that to stop that move, and then you played it anyway. F takes?
Yeah, that's surprising.
Wow. F takes.
He's earning his rating.
So is the rationale I want to castle and put my rook on a half-open file?
I have to rationalize 1500. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay, well that's the idea. But you still gotta love your structure. Wonder what he's gonna do about this, if he even cares. The engine wants to take it, which I kind of agree. And then black's pawns are just terrible forever. He played A3 to stop it. Yeah, I get why you didn't take it. You're kind of giving your opponent activity towards your king, but you have enough defense over there, and black's pawns are just terrible forever. Okay, so... Okay, bishop F4. Ah, that's nice. Always play King B1. That's, yeah. Your D pawn is soft here. I don't even see a threat connected with C5. It's just kind of giving away a lot of squares. Ah, he didn't punish. Yeah, queen G2 or queen F3. You attack this pawn and put a lot of pressure down the G file. Knight E2 seems defensive-minded. Man, this is really good.
Yeah, that seems annoying.
Now this looks really good. Yeah. Yeah, queen takes H6 is lights out, and that's what he did. Okay, but he didn't resign, which is good. That was a good game. I enjoyed that. Good job,
Yeah,
Seal
that
Smith.
was good. That was one of the better games.
How does Pat know so much? Ben's my coach, so he taught me everything, and now I apply it everywhere because it's good stuff. Yeah, so I guess the only 2 points to touch on were when you played A3. Take this. And then back when your opponent played C5. But other than that, it was really good. Is chess.com ever going to do something about the constant new cheating accounts? They banned them. That's what they do. Not sure what else to say. If I hired Ben as a coach, I would spend the entire time talking about deporting Elon Musk.
Is that Roof May?
Yeah. You guessed who it was.
Well, he's always talking about deporting Elon Musk.
Yeah, but they just keep making new accounts. I mean, I don't know if they do IP bans. I don't spend a lot of time on chess.com, but I know I've heard Danny Wrench mention multiple times about their anti-cheating measures, and I've seen accounts get banned for cheating pretty quickly. So that's about what they can do. All right, next game. Next game is from PW Seagull. Hi, Ben. I hope you are well. This game kind of sucks, but hopefully it has some instructional and or entertainment value. I traded my queen for 2 rooks, something that normally scares me, and got a big advantage. I then proceed to throw away the advantage completely, and the game degenerated into chaos. Any advice you have on how to convert when I was winning would be appreciated. So our hero is black. Time control is a 10-minute game with no increments. All right. I'm going to try to strictly pay attention to what black's doing here. Yeah, this is just completely equal. White's not really playing for an advantage. Yeah, queen v6 seems sensible. The dark squared bishop's here. This is oftentimes like a downside with moving your bishop out with the c pawn gone, because the queen can come out here and harass the only defender of the b2 pawn. Yeah, now the bishop's committed to the king side, and he found queen b6, and now black's just better. We have to give up the bishop pair and play b3. And that's not what happens. Now you're just losing a center pawn. And he took the center pawn. And we're attacking this and this. So the only thing that you have to be worried about here, which isn't going to matter in the long term, is the presence of opposite colored bishops. If you get into an endgame where the opposite colored bishops are still there, white has good drawing chances. That's the only thing that you have to be mindful of here. Otherwise, you're just up 2 pawns for basically nothing. g6. Yeah, you're up several pawns. You would love to trade queens here, but that keeps your rook trapped in the corner.
After queen e2,
Yeah.
black could play queen anywhere, let's say c7, and the rook's trapped.
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, not sure. I'm surprised that's not the top engine move, but yeah, the rook's just trapped here. So there's no reason to... Okay, this isn't the position that you did it. I'm curious to know which position you traded your queen for 2 rooks. When you weigh a decision like that, you compare the activity of your pieces. I actually just had a conversation with a student of mine about this, where he went in for a trade of queen for 2 rooks, but the rooks were completely inactive, and his queen was magnificent. So it's not about like this is worth 9 and this is worth 10. Compare the activity of your pieces. This queen is fantastic here. It dominates the entire chessboard. This rook is ridiculous. It can't move. It does nothing. So don't trade it. You trade bad pieces for good pieces. You don't trade good pieces for completely inactive pieces that are never going to move. So queen c7 and you just wrap it up. b6 is also fine. Yeah, your move is playable and your position is still okay because you're up a lot of material here, but you're trading a great queen for an incredibly inactive rook. And then you ended up drawing later, if I remember correctly. Maybe I don't.
No, he won.
He won, okay. Yeah, White was able to drum up counterplay pretty quickly because your rooks are not doing very much. And, you know, I wish you still had your queen and these 2 rooks here. Now you're lost. Queen e5 check is just, no. Now the position's equal. So I guess the engine wants to play for perpetual here with White. Now it doesn't. Now it wants to try to win. Why can't I take this?
I would take it.
Just take it. That removes a defender of the d5 pawn. So bishop b3, and we're converging there. And you can't play rook c5 to defend it because it's defending this rook. Yeah, queen c8 and you pick up... Oh no, it's defended. I didn't see the bishop there. Whoopsie. And then you won because he blundered his queen.
Yeah, queen c8 doesn't seem like a good move.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to have imbalances when you're up 3 pawns.
Yeah.
So you don't want to trade a queen for 2 rooks. You're just up 3 pawns. So you don't want to change the position and make it unclear.
Yeah, there were several moments in this game where you could have lost because your pieces were not coordinated. Thanks, Bonerici. All right, what's up with the next game? Someone's talking about LSU. Is there anything Ben doesn't know? Do you know what you had for breakfast this morning?
I had coffee.
Okay, then no. There's nothing he doesn't know.
I don't know. Combination is safe.
Ben doesn't know how to stop being a grandmaster? Is that true?
I don't know. I think I do a pretty good job of doing that. I don't know how to stay awake. I've recently changed my medication, and I think the old medication's still kicking in, making me sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I hope anyway.
All right. The next game is from Dexter. Hi, Ben. Playing boring chess to gain rating. Time control is 180 seconds. That's 3 minutes. I think. You'll correct me if I'm wrong. Black is 2105, white's 2112. Let's have a look. So decently high rated. Oh.
I don't know that move.
I don't know that move either. Okay, good. Yeah, get your pieces out. Bishop e3, knight c3. And why is the queen here? I'm pausing a lot because, like, these are strange decisions in the opening. Like, this is a terrible pawn, and by trading queens, you're fixing black's pawns.
Agreed.
So I don't really understand. F3?
Never do that.
Never do that. Yeah, white's just worse here. His pawns suck. It's too many weaknesses. Oh. So this bishop is trapped. Yeah, white's suddenly winning after bishop b4. I'm threatening to just take this and then play rook b4, and your bishop's trapped there. Oh, you found it. Very good. Go Dexter. Yep.
I mean, he's higher rated than you.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't be like, oh,
Yeah.
you found it.
Well, I've been surprised a lot this stream.
He's a fine player.
He's really good. Yeah, white's just up a piece here. And the technique is really clean. Nice. And he kept playing.
Well, it's a 3-minute game.
Yeah. No increment. Go Dexter. Very nice.
Just like the TV show,
Just like the TV show.
which I've never seen.
You haven't? It's pretty good. It's okay. All right. Let's see what's in store for the next game. Starting chess. I'm black, I lost. Time control is 60 plus 30. Unrated opponent arrived 10 minutes late, but I was still low on time by the end. The truth hurts. Outright blundered material, and that's how I lost. But I'm curious about what I could have done or tried before that moment. I'm not sure. Do you know? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you see the result.
Okay, so he lost, and it's 1-0. So he's black.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So our hero's
Is
black.
there anything GM doesn't know?
No. Okay. It's a Najdorf. So far, you're playing great. The ratings aren't mentioned, but so far this looks really, really good. Bishop a2, I can't quite put my finger on that one. Yeah.
Rook b1 is even more
Yeah,
mysterious than bishop a2.
White's playing very strange. Yeah, I kind of think here that all of your pieces are on good squares. So you can just turn to the pawns and start attacking on the queen side. So that knight h5 here is really strong. You attack the bishop and you threaten knight f4 because these are unforkable squares. Same tactic is still present, knight h5, knight f4. So I guess one thing I can say is you're not playing attacking moves very much. And you didn't recognize this tactical theme. Forkable squares. You could still go for knight h5 here. Just curious about knight h5, bishop h2, bishop g5. Yeah. So the engine wants to get the two bishops. Like it's gonna force its way to get knight f4 in. And take here. Rook d7 just seems passive. There we go. Queen a5 is okay.
That seems to hang the f pawn.
It does. You had to take with the pawn here and keep your f pawn defended. Yeah.
Now black's position's collapsing.
Yeah. This is attacked, this is attacked. Now you have some drawing chances with a4. Your move's good too. Yeah, now the pawn's really strong if you just take this and then start pushing your pawn. Yeah. So I don't know what your time situation was like here, but your a-pawn is what's going to win the day for you. It's a passed pawn. White has to allocate resources to defending it. And one of those resources was the bishop. So if you take this and then push your pawn, we have to blockade with the rook. And white's up a pawn, but I don't see how white makes progress now because he doesn't have a rook. So that would have been your best chance. But you avoided the trade. I was down to about a minute during this entire endgame, living on the increment. Okay. So that makes sense then. Yeah, now the king's getting too far up. And you resigned here.
Yeah, the rook's trapped.
Yeah. I thought you played the opening really well.
I thought the players were pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, black had a good opening.
A really good opening. And then just missed some chances in the middle game, but that was a good game. That's a game to be proud of. Yeah, dropping the F pawn was the turning point. All right, we had 12 games total. I'm actually not sure how far along we are. Next game is from Valis. No message. He is white, and he won. Okay, let's take a look. It seemed like a really brief game. I don't recommend d4. Your opponent stopped that move. Yeah, you can just gain an easy tempo on the queen with knight c6 here. White's already winning because black doesn't have any space. Yeah, here comes the initiative.
This looks like Fabi's game with Hans.
Yeah.
Except colors reversed.
F5, G4, G5. Yeah, this is why you put your pawns in the center, so that your opponent can't onslaught you on one side of the board. Never do that. G takes h7, and then you just rip open the king. I don't have much to say. Our hero's playing well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Good job.
Yeah, white played really well that game.
White played really well, indeed.
Yeah, you didn't see Fabi's game with Hans.
I did,
you?
yeah, I did look at it. It was
Oh, you
really,
did?
it was really
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah, that reminded me of that.
I've never seen f5 queen f6 set up before.
Yeah, me neither.
What if black plays h6 one move earlier? When
Yeah, I agree.
here?
Instead of bishop b7, yeah, h6.
Oh,
Instead of
Yeah, that would have been better. That shuts down the king side, and now it's hard to attack.
Black's position still sucks.
Yeah, there's just no space. Your bishops can't do anything. Well, I guess this knight has a good square, but that kind of, I don't know. Queen c4 was to get out of rook pin, but objectively unnecessary, I presume.
He means queen f4.
Oh, the alignment. Yeah, but how do you capitalize on the alignment? Like, this is check. You can't really play d5. I'm gonna storm your king. So there's no way to punish this. It's too slow. All right. I think we're on our last game from Bonerici. Wait. Yep, Bonerici. I think. Yep, Bonerici. I don't want to give my opponent any credit. I played bad, and I still feel bad 30 years later. Game 45 minutes. The site was Chicago. It took up the whole city. All right. So Bonerici's white, and yep, and he resigned in not a lot of time. So Bonerici, I have to ask, do you want me to like critique as if you played the game today, or because I'm sure you've learned a lot from this game? Pretend I'm Ben? Okay. How do I go back to the... There we go. H4. Put it in H. Is that what you do? I don't really understand H4. It seems like you could just play F4 and knight F3 and get a good position that way. Here comes the attack. Ah, we see the idea. And then your opponent punishes it. I said this earlier. When you play your bishop out and black has moved their c-pawn, queen b6 attacks everything. It attacks d4, it attacks b2. Black's already in the driver's seat here. Rook b1. That seems to hang a pawn. And he took it. Knight e2. Man. Bonerici, I'm surprised you submitted this game. This seems like, you know, you're not playing too great. Knight e2 gets in the way of all of your pieces. Now none of them can move. None of them. Okay, knight takes e5. Knight takes d4. Yeah, your poor king. Bishop d2. That seems to allow queen takes d4, but I guess you didn't have a choice. Yeah, and there it is. Queen a4 check. The idea is to fork the king and the bishop, but knight c6 defends both. And then he moved his queen back to c2. Man. Yeah, these pieces didn't really help you much, Bonerici. I didn't see knight c6, oh no. Yeah, when in doubt, pieces out. You should have got your pieces out this game.
I've never heard that. But it rhymes.
Yeah, I made it up. I promise I made it up. Yeah, your rook's hanging. You hung all your pieces, Bonerici. That's all I have to say. I'd say you're bad and you should feel bad, but you've played some good games before, just not this game.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
That's not a Ben saying. It's a me saying. When in doubt, pieces out. So if you're ever sitting at the board in an opening and you don't know what to do, you should look at the pieces you haven't moved yet and move them. Morphe style.
Is that like Gangnam style?
Yeah, it's like Gangnam style. Oh, bring Gangnam style. That actually looks like a game I played recently, says Seagull. Well, that's all the games, everybody. Now whatever we do is up to Ben, because, it's his stream.
Yeah, I'm going to stop streaming. So I'm too tired.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
Of course. All right, thank you all for tuning in. We are out of here. We'll see you all, not next week, because Ben will be in Charlotte playing a tournament. But maybe Dina will stream it, maybe. We don't know yet. Pat was very instructive, maybe too instructive. Thanks, Bonerici. I am a chess coach, so I try to be instructive. I don't play too good, but, I can explain stuff.
All right, there's no chess people streaming, so I'm not going to rate anybody.
Darn. All right.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Sorry I was tired today. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
See you, Mark.
Bye, everybody.
No, I'm not CL Smith. I'm Pat.